Could you tell us when these are gonna hit the streets?
Can I say that? You know what, man? It's complex news, man. We back in New York.
You
I'm feeling
feel
good.
me?
Yeah.
What's poppin', y'all? For Complex, I'm Jordan Rose, and today I am joined with DJ, sneakerhead entrepreneur, and now sneaker creator, Chase B's in the building.
What's going on, Jordan? What's going on, G?
Cannot complain, dog. How you feeling, man?
Man, nah, for real. It's great to be back in New York City, man. You know, it's my home for a very long time, so, you know,
Yeah.
I still know my way around these streets a little bit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
So, nah,
yeah.
It feels great. I'm definitely glad to be back, and right here at Complex. I appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir. Well, listen, it's a full circle moment, I feel like, in a lot of ways. It gotta be the shoes, your first mixtape.
Crazy.
To now having your own shoe.
Yeah.
I remember you tweeted 13 years ago that you were
Wow.
gonna have your own sneaker.
Yeah.
So how does it feel kind of now, all of that coming full circle?
Man, it's wild because even just like tweeting stuff like that, it's like obviously that's the manifestation, the goal, and you have no idea how you're gonna actually attain it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even just throwing with that mixtape, it's got to be the shoes, like having Mars Blackman on the cover and everything. It's kind of like, all right, this is what I would do, but it's kind of like, wait, but where do I start with like even trying to get to that? So just the journey of DJing to even like meeting somebody like Clark Kent to, you know, just where me and Trav have both ended up musically and career-wise, you know, to finally this moment, which is, like you said, like 13 years later, you know what I'm saying? It really doesn't matter how you get there, but, you know, the intention was always there, and, you know, it's a very special year, 2025. So.
You know, I got that thing on me.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got that thing on
Hey,
me.
man, it's hot, don't you? Know
Woo!
what I'm saying? It's hot. It's hot.
That's a good shoe, man.
For real.
So, like, just walk me through. Let's start
Yeah.
with the colorway, man. Like, talk to me about what the decision making that went into this colorway specifically.
So the colorway, there's a lot of different steps. This is why I wanted to really explain to everybody what all the details that really went into it, because it's really a lot more than just kind of like a grayscale with a splash of colors. So one thing, interesting story though that we did do when I was kind of creating all these like colorways and just going through different options. It was actually the day of. I know it kind of has like an easy-ish kind of like hue to it, kinda like a theme,
yeah.
which
Black
wasn't
solar.
like my goal or anything like that, but it kind of does have that a little bit of that energy. But it actually, I did these colorways the day of the Orlando show of the Circus Maximus tour, which is like October 2023, and that's actually the day we brought Kanye out in at the arena. So it kind of like had that energy in the building. I don't know, that's one thing, but. Me, it was more about, you know, DJ Clark Kent is like my big brother. And everything.
Right.
He kind of explained the game to me as being more than the DJ and really franchising and enterprising yourself and, you know, doing collaborations with your favorite brands and just kind of having that presence outside of the DJ booth. So I kind of wanted like a subtle nod towards him. And so his 112 colorway really inspired me. Just having that like Volt green, like with the elephant print and everything like that. I was like, that's kind of cool to how he had that like signature. And not to say that I'm always gonna have that be, you know, kind of like my theme, but my first collaboration, I was like, let me just play like a subtle nod to him, and also me just creatively, whenever I'm creating, like it could be a T-shirt, it could be shoes, it could be a hat, whatever. I'm always thinking to myself like, what would MF Doom do? He's always just like been like the illest to me creatively. His brand was always super fire, and so I actually did take some inspiration from the MF Doom dunk, obviously with. You know, it has like the piping, the 3M reflective piping for all my late night bike riders. You know what I'm saying? Just to hold y'all down. And with the ostrich print on the strap also.
Nice right here.
You know, those are two key features of the MF Doom dunk. So it was kind of like me, like being a producer and like sampling. It was like, all right, if this is gonna be my first one, like, all right, let me take the drums from MF Doom with like the melody of a Clark Kent. And,
Interesting.
like, you know, the pink logo is my logo. Color since the beginning. You know, so it's kind of like all my inspirations in music and the fashion and everything kind of like sprinkled into one, and then obviously the silhouette is from my brother Travis Scott, you know what I'm saying, the T-Rexx, so it's just all encompassing, you know, so and there it is.
Damn, so you said that the colorway, this black solar kind of inspiration colorway came from 2023 when you brought Ye out at the Circus Maximus tour.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. How long was the process of putting this together? Like, how far back did you start thinking about it?
So yeah, we did. Well, Trav hit me about. He kind of like subtly kind of brushed over. He was like, "Yeah, so we doing these T-Rexes and yeah, you get a colorway." And I'm just kind of like, "Wait, what? Like, what you like? What is that? What are you talking about?" So then Reg actually hit me like, "Yeah, so like we're actually gonna put these in production." And yeah, so we're gonna start the design process. So the Orlando show, like I said, was probably like 2 years ago, almost like to the date now. And we just kind of sat in the room, not too much bigger than this. And they're like, "Yeah, so what you thinking?" And me, I try to work very fast. I don't like to like think and sit on things and kind of be like and like second guess myself for real. I'm like, all right, whatever I'm thinking first is kind of like what I think should actually happen. So we came up with like, I feel like we started with Ethan with like kind of like a reddish type of theme to it, and I was like, you know what, I just kind of like, you know, the wheels are turning and all that, and I came up with, there was actually like a yellow sample or something like that, and then the grayscale kind of went more in line with like I got going on. Like a lot of my album artworks and cover arts are like grayscale, black and white. So I wanted to, you know, incorporate that, and then just a splash of color with the green and the glow in the dark. You know, just being a DJ, I feel like you got one job, and that is to actually glow in the dark and like illuminate these spaces. You know, like you might walk into a festival stage when it's, you know, it might be past midnight, you know, and you're walking out, and that's kind of like the battery on your feet, or like walking into a nightclub and you look down and like, you know, you're seeing like this like bright reminder of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you got one job, and that's to make this whole area just kind of light up, you know, and that's my job. So that's where like the whole like you came from for real. But even just the process, like it took like a good year for me to get like the first sample of this colorway and then play with different fabrics. I wanted like this woven mesh on the toe box so that it kind of like, if not eliminate any type of like creasing or anything, it would delay it enough.
Yeah, for sure. You can get a lot of wears in.
Yeah. So I want people to be active in them. But it took overall like probably like a good year and a couple months to like really get the final design down and then packaging and all that type of stuff. So. And
talk about the detail of your name, Chase B. This is the left foot. On the left foot, why did you want to put your name on the bottom of the shoe?
Yeah, bottom of the shoe. I just feel like other than the colorway, I definitely wanted to have, you know, like my imprint literally like on the shoe. You know, and my logo actually. So just speaking about New York, is actually inspired by The Warriors, which is like my favorite movie ever. You know, I don't know if y'all ever seen The Warriors. I think it's like 1978. Go watch it. I know it's a little older.
Yeah, I gotta tap in. What?
Yeah, The Warriors is like my favorite. It's like literally kind of, it made me see myself in the movie. I saw it before I moved to New York, but it's about this gang that kind of has to like go through all odds. You know what I'm saying? Just through the journeys, they're going through all boroughs and all type of shit to survive. And I feel like that was kind of like my journey in New York as well. So that's where my logo comes from.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
And this midsole and outsole glows in the dark.
Yeah, it does. I'm not gonna lie, you don't even gotta really be in the dark for real. Like if you walk into a shadow, like these shits is lighting up for real. That's why I said they're really kind of like batteries a little bit, and they really illuminate a lot of spaces. It stands out crazily, and it's really dope. I can't wait to see how people pull off the fits with them. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it be shorts, whatever. I just want to see how people get them off.
So when you were starting in this process, because it's always interesting to me, like seeing how a shoe comes together, what surprised you about the process? Something that you, even though you've been around the sneaker making process several times, when it was yours and your colorway, what surprised you about it?
The biggest thing with me is that you see a shoe in the making of it and the inner outer fabrics and everything like that, but when it actually comes down to choosing, now colorway is one thing, and you can always go crazy with colors. You can do that. You can be on 2K Shoe Creator and do this for days if you want. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to it, really picking like the fabrics and why you want each different fabric, where exactly, when that's at your helm, it's kind of like, oh shit, let me take a step back and really analyze why I would want, you know, maybe like a different heel tab than somebody else because it was more comfortable, or the color didn't hit the same on this type of fabric. You know, it's like little stuff like that that you got to take into account. So that's why we went like this like brush suede, because it will kind of give it like a pre-aged look a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So there was like a bunch of different type of fabrics we played around with that, with samples and everything. But that I felt like was like the best like finished look to me was that brush suede.
Kind of took you back to like your Nike ID days.
Exactly, which I still do a lot. I'm not gonna go
right.
For real.
Dang. Okay, so I know there isn't a release date officially out yet. Could you tell us when these are gonna hit the streets?
Can I say that? You know what, man? It's complex news, man. We back in New York.
You
I'm feeling good.
me?
Yeah. So December 19th is gonna be the actual date for everybody to go out.
Wow.
And get these shoes. I hope everybody that wants a pair can get a pair. Obviously, it's beyond my jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? But I hope everybody gets a pair, can have a pair. And like I said, man, glow in the dark. Let those be your battery. They're amazing shoes to have. My first collaboration, and appreciate everybody, for support over the years, and hopefully more Jordan stuff to come. There's a couple people Jordan people in the room that might be able to make it happen. We'll keep working until then.
Beyond the hype of it.
Yeah, beyond the hype, it's just as long as people really actually wear the shoe, which is a big thing too. It's like some people sometimes have shoes just to say they have them and sit in the closet and like whatever. It's like, nah, I really want people to have these and appreciate them, wear them, and so that's like the goal for me. For real.
And in terms of the release itself, have you planned any like unique pop-up or installation for the drop on December 19th?
That we a lot of plans for those things, for real. We are going to Asia on tour in a couple weeks, so I'm really excited about that, just to say the least. And but I do want these to be very well represented in the streets, in the actual streets. So I'm definitely gonna get out there when I get back from Asia, and we're gonna turn up for real when it comes to some pop-ups and some activations for sure. I got some plans.
Okay, can you give us any teasers, any type of
I mean, I'm a
vibe?
DJ, you know what I'm saying? I'm a DJ.
Okay.
So, like, and y'all know the type of music I play when I do DJ, so it's like, we just gonna leave it at that. But, yeah, it's gonna be an exciting couple weeks when I do get back, for real, when it comes to DJ.
So, in doing my research, I know that you've been offered some crazy things for a pair of exclusive shoes.
Word.
One man might have even offered his girlfriend to get a
that's
pair.
like, it's almost like a normal thing, especially DMs and shit. Yeah, that might even be like a normal occurrence right now. Never accepted.
Never accepted
Never
on the
accepted.
record.
But yeah, nah.
I was going to say, what is the craziest offer you think you've gotten for a pair of shoes?
The craziest joint is probably, I mean, just off the top of my head, I was leaving, it was like a sneaker con in Houston, and I was wearing the purple Jordan 4, the Friends and Family.
Yeah.
That never came out or whatever. I'm just walking by, and this guy's like, yo, like, how much you want for your shoes? I'm just like, he's like, I'm not really selling them right now, gang. Like, it's kind of, that's cool on that. He was like, all right, well, I'll give you 20,000. It's just like, bro, like,
damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how we get from nothing to like
20 stacks.
And then he offered me like hella weed. After that. I was like, bro, I don't even smoke, so like, I feel like now at this point you just offering whatever you got.
Yeah.
In your car, so I'm just gonna like, let's just chill on that. You know what I'm saying? But off the top of my head, that's just one of like the most in-person occurrences that happened when it came to like somebody trying to get some shoes off me and shit like that. But
so speaking on those,
it happens.
You know, you said 5 years ago that the Friends and Family 4s, the Travs will never come out.
Crazy.
Do you think that will remain for all time? Because that is one of those shoes that's a grail to a lot of people. Do you think that will never, ever hit market? Yeah, the purple.
I don't, it shouldn't. I know that. That's one of the things you talk about quantity, and maybe I was capping a little bit. That shoe should never come out, man. That shoe is a relic, man, and I think it just needs to be what it is for real. And I know there's like a lot of fakes popping up and all that type of shit. But
all the time.
Whoever has them, they know who has them, and I think it should just stay at that. It is a very highly coveted shoe, though.
How many pair do you have?
Of the purple 4?
Yeah.
Just one, I think.
No way. I saw you hooped in one.
Yeah.
That same pair?
At most 2, though. At most 2.
Okay, at most 2?
At most 2. Yeah, at most 2. It's just, you know what, that pair is really dope because like they're all different samples of like, some have like the red Jordan logo on the tongue, some have like the red heel tab. You know, it's just like all different. Some have a black heel tab, some have a gray midsole. It's like all different types of things. So the people that have them all know like, oh, you got these pair. You know what I'm saying? It's just like all kind of like mixing and matching of the club that do have them. So it's cool.
Down the line, do you see yourself making a Friends and Family pair of this silhouette?
Man, I really want to. I kind of even like previewed these joints on my Instagram. It was like a black sample that we made. It wears kind of like the reverse of that, like the inverse. It's kind of like a black upper with the gray swoosh and still glow in the dark.
Nice.
Yeah. So if we did do a Friends and Family, I think it would be that. But who knows? You know, that's up to them. But
yeah.
I love those pair a lot. I actually have never even worn them on my feet. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Do you think you ever will?
Yeah, someday. You know, it would look good. Like I don't wear like if I'm wearing a suit, I'll probably just go sneakers. So it'd be like some shit like that. I wear a suit like once a year, so we'll see when that. And I already wore it this year, so it's over for the rest. It's over the rest of this year.
Was that at the Reform Gala?
Yeah, exactly. And that's my one suit of the year. I don't got no friends getting married and no shit like that, so I think it's over with for me as far as suits go. So maybe next year, 26, we'll bust them shits out.
Switching gears a little bit, because I have to talk music with
we got to,
Chase B. Come on now,
to.
man. We got to talk some music.
For sure.
And speaking on the Reform Gala, actually, because I was there, I was able to hear.
Work.
It was hard. That's
the thing about being at the Reform and me DJing is that I don't get to actually like see
the people.
Anybody. Yeah, word. I don't know who was there.
But now your set was hard.
Yeah.
Especially you was playing like a lot of Tame Impala. I feel like you and Trevor locked in with Tame Impala, man.
Yeah, man. Just that tempo was just perfect to me. Whether it be Stevie Wonder, Tame, Daft Punk, even certain R&B records, it's just like that, like 115, 117, 120 BPM for all my DJs and producers.
Yeah.
But that, like, that tempo is just like, I feel like it's like the go-to for just like soul music. I feel like everybody can relate to that. So, and it just sounds perfect. Like Kevin Parker's a genius.
Yeah.
That shit's just amazing.
Do you see yourself and Trav ever working with Tame again? Because obviously y'all made some joints already. Do you see yourself working with each other in the future?
I'm not gonna speak just directly for Trav. I definitely can see that. The Skeletons and all that were just amazing. Those are classic songs. I would love to. Just like I said, like that tempo was just. Even as a DJ, it's like that's what I would, want to play. And as far as, it's just worldly music festivals, and, especially overseas and everything. It's just a different type of vibe over there. So that's definitely a word I would explore.
Definitely. And you've been outside these last few months. I saw that you were at the Cowboy Carter tour.
Yeah.
Linked up with Hove.
Yeah.
It made me think of the story of you almost having an ad-lib on Somewhere in America.
Man. Word.
Which is can you tell because that's a crazy story.
Yeah, man. That's another one of those like New York just kind of trying to figure it out stories. I don't even think I technically lived in the city at that time. This is like 2013, something like that. And Trav was working on Somewhere in America. And so he pulls out his laptop, plays the beat, like one of the first beats. And so Hov, like everybody says, like he don't write nothing down. He just already start freestyling the whole verse, doing the shit word for word. I'm just like, oh, he's dead ass. Like this is the actual song. He's not like mumbling, figure it out later. Like he's saying the actual, like, these are bar for bar, the verse right here.
Right.
And so he gets to the certain part in the verse, and I was just, we all fucking with it. I was just like, skirt. And he's like, yeah, I'm fucking with that. So then, so we end up leaving that session that day. And this is when I first started DJing at the Derby, which would later turn into Up and Down, which is, RIP to
RIP to Up and Down, man.
Oh
what
my
a
God.
spot.
When I tell you that place taught me everything I know, man. We got to bring something like that back. But this is when I first started DJing at the Derby. And they would call me. They were like, oh, like, the DJ canceled today. Like, can you come fill in? Or, like, whatever. And I was getting probably, like, a couple $100 to go. But to me, I'm dead broke at the time. I was like, oh, yeah, so I can't miss a gig. Like, this is it. So Travis actually going back to the session with Ho. He's like, you coming? I was like, man, actually, I got to work. Like, they gave me this gig at this spot. Like, I'm about to go this DJ real quick. And ironically, Hov and this is like the time of like Hov and Timbaland, they used to really come to the Derby a lot. So I was like, shit, I might even just see this nigga later or whatever.
Right.
But I ended up not going to that session so I can go to work and, get my little bread up or whatever. And then so in the session, he's like, yo, where your homie at with the skirt? Like, he should put that on the album. And he was like, oh, he at the spot. So he's like, oh, no, you just do it. So that's actually Trav saying skirt on the song. And that could have been my whole, like, glory moment. And I would have to tell people for the rest of my life, no, I swear to God, bro, that's me doing this random ad-lib on the whole album. But, but at least I like kind of incited something like that, so it was cool.
So when you see Hov at like events like that, do you ever bring that story back up?
I actually haven't. I need to, for real.
Yeah.
Because he tells me mad stories just about his whole like music making process and just different stuff that was going on in the 90s and everything like that. He's really insightful when it comes to all that type of shit. So next time I do think I need to actually bring that up. That's a good point, for real.
Do you think you'll ever get a chance to redeem yourself? Streets are saying Hov could be cooking.
Man, if Hov cooking, man, hit my line. You already know, man. I'm a DJ, man. If you need some scratches on the album or whatever, man, I'm pulling up to the sessions. We're not going to go to work this time. We're going to skip the club to come to the session. This time, we're going to lock that in.
You're going to make it right.
We're going to make it right. Yeah, for real. Like you said, full circle, man. So,
facts. Well, speaking on projects, though, Jackboys 2 hit the streets this summer. You are the backbone of the Jackboys, I would say. How's it feel, firstly, to have that project finally hit the streets? It was so anticipated.
Yeah, it's like, man, with the first one, that shit was just so fun with, me, Don, Shaq, Trav. It was just super organic. And then that one we did in like a week and a half. Just
damn.
It was the end of the year. We're like, yo, let's knock these joints out for real. So that was, like going into 2020. And then fast forward 5 years later, we have Sofego now. We got Wally the Sensei. And it was just dope to just kind of all come back together, where everybody's like newfound success, everybody's superstars now. So it was like a different angle of the first Jackboys, you know what I'm saying? And just to get, way more music out there, even the features, Glorilla, Vibes Cartelos on the album. Like, this is all just, just all encompassing, just fire vibes from the Jackboys and just more energy for us to hit the streets with, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like we just needed that. It's a very outside album, not too many like introspective melodies and R&B vibes. It's like, nah, this is all straight up just rage music, great at shows and all that type of shit. Super proud of Sofego for everything he did. Obviously, MM3 is like one of the biggest joints on there. So it was just dope to have everybody come together and put out this collaborative joint. And, me just kind of like being that backbone, ad-libbing here and there and just taking it out to these clubs and to the streets. That's like my whole role in this shit is to wave the flag. So. Yeah,
so if the first one took about like a week and it was kind of in the moment, how long was this second one?
A little longer than a week. Yeah, it was just everybody's busy now. Like, niggas is on tour. You know, everybody's. I feel like Don and Shaq were on tour for like a majority of it. Me and Trav always have shows just popping up whenever. So it took a little longer than a week and a half this time, but it was worth it. So the joints came out crazy. So.
Do you have a favorite memory of any studio sessions putting the project together?
Of this one or the first?
Of this one.
This one, man. Actually, you know what? It was actually, you know how Bun narrated he kind of like narrated the whole project. So really, that was kind of like me and him and everybody just kind of sitting in our new studio in Houston and just chopping game for like 2-3 hours for real. So it wasn't even like a whole like scripted moment or anything like that. We just all of us just kind of sitting down, just chopping it up with Bun about, like our memories from our music careers and his from his music careers, and just kind of chopping it up and applying what was applicable to the album. So that was like my favorite moment, was kind of like us putting that whole full circle Houston moment together for it. That was dope.
And it sounded like that too.
Exactly. Yeah, it was just a conversation for it. Wasn't anything like, like too purposeful. It was just, Bun just came to the studio and just chopped it up for like 3 hours for real, which he's very good at. So, you know what I'm saying?
And what did you think about the reception once it finally was released?
It was dope, man. Like, just seeing it in person. That's a big thing about Cactus Jack music is you got to be there and really experience it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hitting the streets and performing Champagne and Vacay and performing Shine. Like, it's always just a breath of fresh air to just actually hit these festivals with new ammunition. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, Utopia came out like 2 years ago now. So to just hit these new stages with all this new material is just crazy. So, yeah, it's just dope to see the fans and the ones that react to and all of that. It's just dope. It's exciting as hell.
And I know that we just got off Jackboys 2, but trilogies. People love, people love a franchise. Will there be any potential of a Jackboys 3 anywhere down the line?
I would say so. Yeah, I don't see why not. You know what I'm saying? Like, we family for real. Me, Don, Shaq, Fago, Wally, Trav. Everybody's just family. So it's like I don't see why not. If we all have a collection of records and it's just time to heat the streets up, that's what we're gonna do. So for real, I could definitely see one maybe like later down the line, not in, like, next year or anything like that, but like it's been 5 years since the first one. So we always working though. That's the thing about the Jackboys. We always working, man. So Cactus Jack, man, the biggest. We always gonna, whether it's sneakers, whether it's music, whatever. We always working on something. So I can see that.
And so to bring it full circle, with the T-Rexx, you said that incorporated into the drop, you're a DJ. So I'm imagining some type of party DJ aesthetic.
Yeah.
Could we get some new music with the sneaker the holiday season?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, man, tons of new music for me. It's just like,
ooh.
A lot of people have been bringing up like the whole Be Very Afraid concept and the album and everything like that. And just me as a producer, like shout out to all the, producers that put out albums with all these different artists, because the rap culture moves so fast, and it's tough to get everybody on this one accord. Be like, all right, we're all dropping this album on this one date. So me, I'm just like, I have all this music piled up. I'm just like, whenever I got something hot, just drop it. I don't want to wait for like it to be a whole, conceptual project or anything like that. It's just, I got a special moment. I just want to have something to soundtrack it. So there's music coming along with these shoes. Beyond the shoes, I just, everything I have, I'm just gonna give to the people. For real. That's my whole goal, like going into 2026.
That's hard. And even thinking about how you were saying that some of the colorways, you do play with a lot of the grays, the stone wash, and even the project art. I was listening to Mayday today, actually.
Exactly, yeah.
And it's like that cover art for Mayday, it reminds me of the shoe.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's like you're building this world with the music and with the sneakers all together.
Exactly, yeah. So Mayday's a classic joint too, man. Go check that out too if you haven't, man. Shaq, Young Thug, man. That's the first single I ever put out. Yeah.
Thug slid on that joint.
Best verses I think ever, for real.
Dude, I was listening back. I was like, I forgot how hard
he went crazy.
He went crazy,
he went crazy, man.
You went crazy on these T-Rexxes.
Appreciate it, G.
My brother Chase, I appreciate you for pulling up. Anything left you want to tell the people about the shoe, about yourself, anything?
About the shoe, the box is super special. We're
Let's
actually
get to the box.
Getting the box prepared for something right now. So the box is super special. So keep the box, everybody. And new music for me. Cactus Jack, the biggest, man. We always working. And shout out to the game.
Fire. I think that's a great piece to end it. For Complex, I'm Jordan Rose. Make sure to get these December 19th when they hit the streets. All right? Peace. Yes, sir. All right. These shits is hard.